Oh, hang on, everybody. I forgot to get my tablet up and running. Oh, Chicken Wing Candy's the only one that's showing up. Mira's down in the. Maybe it's a rerun. But Mira's down in the. Yeah, Serene Wild, but they're not showing up. Maybe you gotta. Maybe to be up in the top, you gotta do something special or whatever. Uh. Ooh, Cinderella TV's looking pretty good. Oh, okay, let's go ahead and get let's go ahead and get on my channel. Okay, this one here, I just like I said on YouTube, it's been like just famine, just been famine for the UFO clips, and little bit of fucking news, and I don't really know, but um, the Elon Musk. I don't know. I think this just goes to a part of a bigger problem, but I'm not saying he did it. It sounds like it was just some channels on there, but on the app formerly known as Twitter, the app that we shall not mention, uh, apparently somebody allegedly created AI created porn or something of Taylor Swift, and it was seen like either like 400 and umpteen times or 4,000 and umpteen times before it was shut down. Um, I just want to throw this out there. Uh, I for the longest time have felt that these social media networks just don't deserve the absolute immunity that they have, because you have these auditors now. Most of the auditors, these First Amendment auditors, and I would say even the sovereign citizens, most of them, they deserve, you deserve immunity all the way around. You shouldn't be able to sue them for money. They don't have a lot of it anyways. But there is some of them, like when you got these people to go out and purposely disrupt. I don't care if it's a government building or not, and you're purposely going out there to see if you can get arrested or go as close to the line as you can to get arrested and hopefully back off. When that one furry potato, I think was its name, he went and started harassing a woman who had just put her dog down. She was coming out of the vet. A veterinarian isn't even a government building, but he just started fucking going off on her that her vagina was all used up, and I mean it was bad. I God, I can't remember the. It was this Mexican guy who had been a convict, and he was going out there harassing everybody because he was a convict. I think he went in there for murder or whatever, and he went and harassed fucking uh, trucking company. And when he was asked by one of the viewers, apparently, he claimed that they were a CIA front. I mean, I don't know if he's fucking Looney Tunes or just wants people to believe he is. and he would go and harass the. And I'm not a big fan of Scientology, but hey, I don't think you should be able to go and harass a Jewish school like Furry Potato did, or Scientology. I don't think they're fair game either. If people want to believe in Santa Claus, let them go believe in Santa Claus. You don't have a right to fuck with them. And the and he was. I mean, they go out there and they just and they shouldn't get. And like that one guy, he harassed janitor until he quit. He quit right on he just turned in his badge and left. And luckily, I wish all bosses were like this. They went and called him back, and they asked him to come in. They told him, "Yeah, you're not fired. We're not going to let you quit. We're going to take care of this guy." And he, when he was in jail, he got his buddy to go mail a dead cat. I'm not making this up. He got his buddy to go mail a dead cat to the woman who was, basically standing up for herself. And they get harassed almost as much as Trump supporters harass. They get harassed as much as the people that are standing up to Trump do now, the judges and whatnot. I mean, it's bad. It's literally bad. And he was like. I think they proved this. I think I might be wrong, but I think they proved it. He was ordering pizzas, ordering cleaning service. He was doing that kind of shit too. And his one of the guys who supposedly knew him. And when he started out, they were thick as thieves. They were both First Amendment auditors and that. But when he started harassing, because he was going too far for even his buddy. And he came out. It sounded like his dad mysteriously perished, and he a friend of his or an acquaintance or something. He supposedly shot him for breaking into his house or something like that. And his friend let him know, well, yeah, he goes, there's some of us that feel he invited that guy over. And it's like, I don't know, it was bad. It was really bad. But my understanding is Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all that, they get their immunity because they they do a certain amount of due diligence to earn, and I might be wrong, but I think they have to do something to qualify for that immunity, or as I like to say, they have to earn the immunity. And I'm not sure. I really don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Even if I was, I'm not an expert on this. But I don't think Elon, since he has taken over, does enough to qualify for immunity. And if that's the case, he should be slammed. He should literally be slammed. Because like I said, the other day, I don't know if I said it on here, but I've been watching reruns of Criminal Minds. It's a really good show. I never watched it was on, and I'm finding out there's a lot of the episodes I didn't see over the years. And but there was one I can't remember if I did this on the stream. I might have done it on Threads. But there's one where they were selling this little boy online, and they went in and they gave like a warrant to the little internet cafe or whatever that was hosting the chat room or whatever. This is like back. I want to say it's back. I think it's back before Twitter even existed. I might be wrong, but this is like I think it's first season, and it's a different. It was go ask your grandparents if they're aware of it. It was a real different world online than what it is today. But they went in and the guy just gave them this speech on how the feds are ruining the free speech rights of everybody, and the scary thing was how they sounded like fucking. I'm not gonna say pedophiles. I'm gonna say Republicans and Elon Musk. When he gets up on his high horse, he sounded just like this fucking pedophile rancher or whatever. Uh, I'm not. I don't even think this guy was a pedophile, but his character wasn't. But he was like sticking up for him. He was giving him an environment to hunt, and it just it's just bad. And I do think that they deserve to lose their immune. Even if they're doing what they do, I think they get too much slack because, like YouTube, they allowed that guy on there, and the local news. I think it was an NBC affiliate, but it was I think Channel 2 locally down there in. I can't remember the county that he was. I definitely don't remember the city, but I used to know the county. But it's in the state of Florida. I can't give you an estimate where or when but it's just I'm not remembering that much today. But yeah, I can't remember. But they started investigating this guy and his YouTube channel, and they reached out to YouTube for a part on the story. And I don't remember YouTube weighing in on it, but they did cancel his channel. And he went out and created another channel. And there was this guy who was mentally handicapped or whatever. I don't know what you're supposed to say anymore. But he was not right, and he was like different, and he was a hell of a nice guy, but he was different. Well, he went out and he got that guy to put his name on the channel, and then he just started uploading all the same videos. And me and others complained, and they don't give a shit. Now, if the news would have done another story, maybe they would have shut him down. But he all he did was he created a new name under the new account under this guy's name. He linked it to the same bank account, I think, so he got paid. Not his buddy, but him. And he was uploading the same fucking videos. It's like, what the fuck? And on YouTube, I mean, that's what I'm getting at. As long as they're making their money, YouTube don't care. If Twitter was making money, Elon doesn't care even though he's not making money. But, they're back to their same shit, threatening our democracy. They've taken away the safeguards and that they were all doing. And they should just fucking pull the plug. And again, let them find out how much they want to defend this shit that's on there. When they start let them get sued. Let them get sued like Fox News is getting sued. That'll clean a lot of this shit up. But yeah, I don't know. But that shit right there. I think I would like to see Taylor Swift naked as much as the next guy. I really would. She's very, very attractive. But I don't think it should be a product of harassment. I just don't. I'm a pig. But I just don't think she should be getting harassed because she cares about her country. That just seems wrong. It really seems wrong. I don't know. I'm starting to rethink a lot of things. That's fucking disgusting. It really is. The party that's supposed to be all about, the party and its voters that are supposed to be all about free speech seem to not like free speech when it's against them. and it's true. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyways, I was looking at YouTube videos, and there was, and I know I'm trying to give it a little bit of time because I just uploaded the one, but I do want to watch that JFK conspiracy theory X one. I would like to do that again because with taking notes on it might be a little more in detail, might be a little better, but the sound quality was just shit. Even if I could do the same thing, and increase the sound quality, it'd be worth it. It really would. But the one I was watching, I think I'd seen it before, and it really wasn't that good. I just there were a few people that I thought were good, but I just didn't find it all that interesting. Well, then it was one that was recommended. It's on Tubi, and I'm highly recommend if you are interested in this subject. If you are interested in this subject, go to Tubi and watch it. I'm like a third of the way through it, and I got some things I have to do today, but I'm hoping to finish watching it later today. I'm doing laundry and stuff like that, and but it was a new Vice News presents Epstein didn't kill himself, and that was actually interesting. I have seen some other stuff that Vice News has done, and they've done a good job. And let me take this moment. First call to action. Please write your congressman that your congressman, anybody you vote for from Dogcatcher. If you feel like it, please, contact them and uh, let them know to legalize assisted suicide. I watched my mom die in hospice, and I don't care if it's because you've run out of money and you don't want to become a thief. If you were poisoned or drugged at work and your health is getting worse, either way, it should be fair game. We're watching kids get murdered. We're watching other people get murdered. Hell, we're watching women have to either choose to die or carry their rapist baby, or they got to flee the state to get an abortion. With all this shit, the Right to Life group can just be ignored, and they should be able to legalize this. We watch people get murdered every day because insurance companies or hospitals don't want to pay the bills. They just go to court, boom, pull the plug. When the family doesn't want to give up, the parents don't want to give up, whatever. We should be able to get that done, but this Epstein thing, I'm not going to go into it a lot. I got things I got to do today. Well, either I'll have to do them tomorrow. They'll still be here tomorrow, and they need to get done sooner or later. But I knew a little bit about Epstein, but I found out a lot that I did not know. Okay, Epstein did not. Epstein's dad, whoever Epstein's dad was, I don't remember his first name, but he died mysteriously, and he was allegedly an, connected with Mossad. It's like, oh my God, but he died on his yacht in mysterious circumstances. And the other thing was uh, the education thing. I think I knew that, but he there was something I was reading or I was watching, and this was back a couple years ago, and I don't remember if the guy in question was part of the justice system, either at the state or the federal level, or if he was friends or connected to it. But he said he heard, like, he was not directly involved with Epstein's case, because this I was aware of down in Florida, and it was a guy who worked for Trump. I guess his name is Acosta. Uh, he was involved in giving Jeffrey Epstein like a no punishment crime for all the shit that he did, and they hang on. But I understood that, but there was a lot more to that I didn't know. And but anyways, but it was somewhere along the lines. It was somebody either working around it. He was friends with the guy, or it was flat out. And I don't even know if he was right. I've only heard it from like one source that I heard it from. But there was talk that the reason why Epstein wasn't charged is because he was intelligence related. He was involved with intelligence. And one guy said that. And, I thought that was kind of interesting. But, like, watching this video, I'm only a half an hour into it. It's like an hour and 23 minutes long. Uh, I'm only a half an hour into it. And the stuff that they find out, it's like, well, it seems more believable. It really does. And think about it. I don't know which government it is, whether it's our government, the Israeli government. You think about it, it's called the honey trap. I mean, my God, he might have honestly been, but uh, when he got busted, I had heard that this Acosta guy gave him a sweetheart deal. He broke the law. With Florida, there's a victim's bill of rights or something like that, and there's a victim's bill of rights, and it says that you can't make a deal with a guy until you inform. You don't have to get permission, but you have to inform the victim's family or the victim if they're still alive. And he broke that law. To me, I don't know why that doesn't invalidate it and make you try him or work out a new deal. But it broke the law. It broke that victim's bill of rights when he gave him that sweetheart deal. And the way they were talking, that's what I knew. Now, going into it, is he was friends with Epstein, uh, and he was a frequent flyer at Lolita Island and got massages, but he didn't take his underwear off. Like um, I got massages, and unless I really trust the girl, I leave my boxers on. Well, I don't claim that as a defense from child molestation. I just claim that it's a modesty thing. I'm a little, if the girl really wanted to, she could pull, the little blue-headed monster through the fucking hole and give me a happy. I mean, it just it's a modesty thing. It's not a chastity belt. I mean, my God. But yeah, that's he was friends with Ken Starr, the guy who wasted all our money investigating Bill Clinton's dick. And Acosta was another one, and the third guy in that, the fourth guy, I've never heard the name before, so I don't know. But when it came to it, those three guys that were the Bill Barr or Ken Starr, Acosta, and that other guy, not Epstein, but that other guy, they were in a law firm at one point. And when it came time to get him in trouble, they all talked it over, and I think he was the only one working for the Justice Department. They kind of told him, I go, well, it's up to you. You're gonna have to take care of it. And he understood they had to charge him with something. And I understood that. He got a sweetheart deal. Now, the Miami Herald reporter they were talking to, and I can't remember what her name was, but she described what went on, and my understanding is he wrote down an indictment with all the things he had actually done. That's a good place to start. And he took it in, gave it to Epstein's lawyers, and they went through line by line, and they crossed out everything that they had put down. They go, yeah, we're not pleading guilty to any of that. Well, thank you very much. We're going to trial. That's what it should have been, in my opinion. I'm not a lawyer, but that just seems like, well, if you indict and they cross out everything and say, well, yeah, we're not, well, then we'll see you in court, strap on. Now, what you can do is, now this would seem legitimate if you crossed out some of the bigger things and, agreed to, plead guilty on some minor things, that's called a plea deal. But when they crossed out everything, and this is what she said, I don't know, I wasn't there, but when they crossed out everything, that should have been thank you very much. We'll see you in court. That should have been. They said that at that point it seemed like they were taking orders from Epstein's lawyers. Um, and it seems to me that that's what Trump expected. When he was doing this, there was just he expected everybody to tilt nipple to him too. Well, hey, that's what we did for Epstein. Uh, and I don't get it. I mean, it just that fucking shocked me. The fact that Ken Starr, now, well, Ken Starr, he had to resign from a university job. He was president or something like that. He had to resign because of some kind of sex scandal, I believe. I might be remembering it wrong. But my God, what the fuck? Um, and this isn't part of this documentary, but this one here is going over the case. And they this is about where I left off. They had an English journalist or whatever. She followed up on Prince Andrew, and she found out that he was staying at uh, Epstein's address. And she, again, I'm not, I'm just saying this kind of took me for a surprise. She said that I think I might be wrong, but I think Jeffrey Epstein lived on that street. She rattled off his neighbors, and I can't remember all of them. But she's like Bill Cosby. It's like she goes, it was a strange street, and I'm like, yeah, I would say so. I think everyone was either involved in pedophilia or adjacent to pedophilia or adultery, sexual assault. I mean, again, everybody was either guilty of it or adjacent to it. And oh my God, that just freaked me out. It just freaked me out. And they now this is something I was talking to my brother. I was letting him know, hey, if you get a chance, I don't know how old this is, but he watches Vice. I don't usually that much, but I go, if this is ever on, you might want to check it out. And he goes, well, yeah, and he mentioned something about the cameras not working. And again, I don't know everything about this. But he goes, yeah, when the cameras weren't working outside his jail cell, I was a little suspicious. And I go, yeah, but I bet you they were working the day before and the day after. And I said it jokingly. And it got to that point where they were talking about it, and they it sounds like they were only malfunctioning that day. Uh, Now, they said that the two guys were asleep. Well, I thought one of them was like shopping. And and this one here, I don't know. You should be able to find the clip on YouTube. But watching Joe Rogan talk about this, oh my God, that guy there, what yeah, and he was on Suicide Watch, and then he wasn't. He was supposed to have a cellmate. to help look out for him, and then that guy got transferred. And but then why wasn't the camera working? And but Joe Rogan, he did a whole piece. I mean, he did it. He did a lot more energetically and than I did. But but he was like me. He was just talking about the guy. But he's like, they had this big Guido looking, and this is Joe Rogan. They had this big Guido looking ex cop who was in jail for whatever. And I think the dude was. I think he suspected or was you know the guy might have been on steroids while he was in prison. And it's like, I mean, again, everything matches up. It matches up with him being killed in suspicious circumstances. And the thing, I would say Trump is involved, or somebody in the Trump administration was involved. And I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but Bill Barr's dad, Douglas Barr or whatever, he gave him his first job out of college or whatever, teaching at a university, even though he didn't have the credentials to teach at a university. So Bill Barr, the Attorney General under Trump, he might have had something to do. He might have had reason to fucking. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's fucking greasy as shit. It is just greasy as fucking shit. And but it didn't look like they did a real thorough investigation. And I saw clips from like MSNBC, and there were other news. I happened to watch MSNBC. Ari Melber and others covered it, and they went through the coverage, and all of it admitted that it looked suspicious as hell. I don't really know why, and by God, we gotta have the way I look at it, he was a piece of shit, and if the rat had to suck the pipe, the rat had to suck the pipe. But I might put it out on Threads, but if we gotta keep going over this shit of Hunter Biden, then we need to get to the bottom of Jeffrey Epstein. I don't really care about the guy, but if we gotta endure this shit with Trump, getting everything on Hunter Biden and starting the fake investigation into Joe Biden for impeachment and that, then maybe we should start turning a rock over on his shit. We can investigate. He should open up an investigation into everyone that was involved in January 6th. And Barr broke the rules. So did Comey. There is things you don't do 6 months in an investigation. Well, Comey did it repeatedly to fuck with Hillary. The Benghazi hearing, they fucked with that one to fuck with Hillary's voting record or voting polling numbers. And I think we deserve to all live in the same world. We don't have to live in this world where Democrats follow the rules and Republicans keep breaking them, especially when there's no law. It's just their opinion. They don't. He should order up an investigation into everybody that's involved, and if it comes out a month before the election, then it comes out a month before the election. And they should tell them, hey, we're not going to lie about you. We're not going to make shit up. But if you guys don't want this, you got to stop your shit. You gotta stop your shit. You gotta stop the indictments. And again, I will still, I'm gonna beat this dead horse until he either dies or the shit stops. But I firmly believe, because there was this governor of New Mexico, no, Arizona, I think, wherever the Phoenix Lights were. This guy here, he started pushing, and I warned the Skinwalker Ranch people, because their attorney general out there in Utah, he started pushing. Like I'm not making this up, and it was it looked like military helicopters. Well, they had one flying around, didn't have its radar signature. I mean, it might have shown up on military radar, but it wasn't showing up on their radar. It didn't have a transponder or anything. They're not active to work on active soil with the Posse Comitatus Act, and and they should have had to follow all civilian rules, and so they should have had a transponder on it. They didn't, and he got into it. It's to me, it's very brave of him. It really was, but he got into it, and it's like, my God, when you look at what they did to the governor's Simonton or whatever, I told him, like, you be careful. You know, he shouldn't be doing that, or he's got to make sure his stuff is just squared away. Because if there's any way they can make stuff up, I think they'll do it. I really firmly believe that. Look at Bob Lazar. You know, he pissed off somebody, and next thing you know, they made him disappear. They erased all his job records, his school records, and but I told him, I go, yeah, you got to be careful because that Governor Simonton, when he started getting into the when he started getting into the UFO stuff, he was using his position as governor to get to the bottom of it. And next thing you know, they've all boom, we got federal charges. I can't even remember what they were, but it was a whole host of them, and it might have even been true, but this the shit you see with like Republicans where they don't want to go after the people in charge, it looked a lot like that. If it was true, they didn't care. They didn't care. You know, and then all of a sudden they did care. And then when he squashed, it seems like when he stepped on the UFO shit, he sort of went soft on it. He blew it off. He made fun of it. Well, it seemed like all the charges were disappearing. Here comes a fucking plea deal. And you know, it just seems like there might be something here with that senator right now and with Hunter Biden. And I gotta say, since they're still fucking with him, uh, President Biden must not be playing ball. And I've spoken out with Congress. You know, the Democrats. I've spoken out on threads with the president, and it seems like the Biden thing isn't that big of a deal anymore. But I go, you know, I just told him, I go, hey, look, you know, you got that Chuck Schumer amendment. Before that, you had the Christian Cinema, or not Christian, Christian Gillibrand amendment. And I go, that's when this shit came out. That seems like when they really started going gung ho after Hunter. And and now they're finally starting to go after Matt Gaetz, because I go, the other thing is, I go, Matt Gaetz, I go, no, nobody in their right mind can figure out why he hasn't been charged. They looked like they had him dead to rights. And, you know, did somebody come to him and tell him, hey, we're going to keep you out of jail, but we're going to own you? And there was the bizarre things happen with the government shutdown and that. It really seemed like it made sense to nobody, not even Republicans. There were Republicans that were like, we'd be better off with Democrats in charge. We don't understand what he's doing. And some of the I think it was all Republicans. They said, look, my God, they offered him everything he asked for, and then he turned and he went another direction. And so it really makes you wonder if there was like some action. Hey, we're going to keep you out of jail, but we're going to need you. We might need you to be a monkey or a acrobatic circus or whatever. We're going to have you turn the Congress into a sideshow, and that's what makes me wonder. And now they've kind of shit on Schumer's amendment, and they look like they might be working towards keeping the government open. But it just, I think it might be the military industrial complex. I think it might be intelligence. They're all. I mean, I think the military industrial. This is something Eisenhower. A lot of you guys got to go ask your grandparents or great grandparents. But Eisenhower was an American president. He was also the commanding general for the Allies in World War II, and um, he warned us about the military-industrial complex on his goodbye speech, and I think we're seeing what he warned us about. And I think what he warned us about has been happening for years. Because you can go back and look at the Vietnam War. All these military contracts were going bankrupt until the military started invading Vietnam. And then the people that made the attack helicopters, they're all flush. And if you look at Halliburton and other companies were going bankrupt before the Iraq War, the Gulf War II under Bush. And then when they started, they were suddenly flush with money. And you had people, again, you had people in the Bush administration, I think Donald Rumsfeld, they kept coming back to Rumsfeld and they're like, well, there's no, it's not Iraq, it's Afghanistan. And he literally answered it. I'm not making this up. It was when they were planning on it. The experts told him it's not Iraq. We don't have any reason to invade Iraq. It's Afghanistan. Well, he eventually told them, well, there's no good targets. There's no oil in Iraq. They had plans drawn up. I think they had plans drawn up before 9/11 happened of going into Iraq and seizing that oil. I think the plans were drawn up before 9/11 even happened. There were plans to go in there. And I just don't know what to say, but I think, and again, I don't know if we're gonna see it or not, but it would be really nice. It would be really, really nice if they got in there and went after them. If they shut down the military-industrial complex. I don't know, but it just gets me. It just gets me. But peace out. Write your congressman. It only works in Washington. I got a feeling that this doesn't matter if you write anybody locally. It's got to be in Washington. But write them and let them know that you really, really want to see Chuck Schumer's full amendment that he co-sponsored with a Republican. It's bipartisan as hell. Let them know that we need that passed. Biden was helping them. We need it passed as Schumer and Biden envisioned, and we need that panel. I still don't think it's good enough, but it's better than what we got right now. But I don't know. It just, and I don't like the fact that it's going to take 25 years to get to the bottom of it. It reminded me of that scene from In Harm's Way when John Wayne is being given his marching orders by Nimitz. I think it's Nimitz. He's telling him, he goes, well, yeah, the Civil War had a problem. You had all these generals that nothing was ever perfect enough, and so they had a quagmire in decision making, and he needed someone like Grant, who was a drunk, and they needed him. And he went in. He didn't care if things were perfect. He didn't care if they were ready. He just fucking, told everybody to saddle up and move on. And he started getting the war going. And that's what they needed. This will not take 25 years to get through. They 5, maybe 10 years. They can get caught up. I mean, granted, there's going to be new stuff. But I'm thinking, there's all this stuff that's already out there. Like NASA, they were gonna look forward. We're not gonna look back. Well, you know what? They're fucking useless. They are absolutely that guy. And I haven't heard any more talk about it. But he's absolutely useless. Well, we're only gonna look forward, and they're only gonna look at certain things. Like they're not gonna look at anything from the government. That's just fucking useless. And my thing is like, my God, they gotta have better option. I'm telling you, I am not qualified, but if it matters, if you can't find anybody else, I can be your Grant. I'll start drinking again. I might anyways, but I will start drinking again. I can get through, maybe not everything, but I can get through the backlog of the old footage. And I wrote the congressman. I wrote, you got to have a thing where everything has to be given to the Gang of Eight. Everything has to be, as you go through it, it all has to go to Gang of Eight. And this is with everything, modern day, old stuff, new stuff. And then you got to have a quick assessment, and maybe the quick assessment you can declassify it, especially the stuff that's like 100 years old. Like they got that. God, it was either the late 1800s or the early 1900s. They had that UFO that was, and I mean, there was military. There's a report by a military officer. I mean, this is not some hillbilly on the fucking ranch or in the trailer park. Not some homeless fucking drunk fucking miner or whatever. The military. I mean, I think he was local, but he was military. He investigated it, and you could maybe get a quick assessment. Bang, we don't have that much. There's no way we can investigate it. Bam, we're done. You could have, with the help of like Faber, and I think Faber or Fraber, with the help of some military people that have been above board on this, maybe you can go through, and there's a lot of this stuff that they've overclassified it. That could, bam, get out. It wouldn't take that, just as fast as you can, and then and we get everything, even the classified stuff, even the things we're not sure of. You can at least brief the Gang of Eight, and maybe some of the stuff can be briefed to some of the subcommittees or the committees, and maybe some of it gets debriefed to the whole. I mean, it doesn't even have to be made public. It can go to the whole Congress, and then maybe some stuff gets debriefed, declassified. And again, I could be that guy. I'm literally could be that guy. But there's got to be better options. I'm just saying, if you can't, just give me the ability to declassify everything. And, the first time the military, the intelligence, some government flunky tells me you can't have anything, fine, I'll just declassify it. No, you can't. Yeah, bullshit, I can. Right there. It says I can. And you'd only have to do it once or twice, and you'll either be dead, in which, again, I'm okay with that. I am literally okay with that. I don't have a high quality of life. But they're just, it could work, but again, you got to have better people. You got to have better people than me. But oh my God. But if you can't get anything else done, I'm available. I can't do anything. Again, I'm not going to be doing most of the work. I'm just going to be driving the ship. Well, what was it? It was that CS or the NCIS where they were investigating Jenny's death. They asked the one guy if he was running the investigation. He goes, "No, I'm just driving the boat." And they go, "Well, keep it off the rocks." I can keep the shit off the rocks. I literally, again, if you can't find anybody better, and I seriously doubt that you can't. I seriously doubt that you cannot find somebody better than me. I find that hard to believe. But if you can't, then fuck. Again, I might not be. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be a good start. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of mystifies me. Well, I'm gonna keep it real. Hope everybody has a good day. Peace out and have a better day.